A local woman on a mission raising awareness after a shocking diagnosis. At just 24, Alex Whitaker was diagnosed with breast cancer with no family history. Alex is sharing her story, hoping to create a community of support for other young women going through the same thing and raise awareness.
And we're so honored this morning to have Alex with us here on the couch talking about what she has been through and how she is now using that to give back. Great to have you. Thanks for coming to see us this morning.
I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you so much for having me.
I want to first ask you about the young man that we saw in the picture there. Who is that?
That is my wonderful fiance.
Congratulations.
We actually whispered as this piece was airing. We said, "Is that your boyfriend?" He goes, "That's my fiance." He said he put a ring on it.
Congratulations.
Oh, he always gets mad when people call him my boyfriend. He's like, "Oh, look at that ring, fiance."
Oh, yes, exactly. He's claiming his territory, and you gotta love that.
Take us back to your story, because we were talking to you a little bit there in the commercial break about what happened. You had actually just moved. You grew up in Central Florida, but you had just moved back to Florida from New York City when you discovered the breast cancer. Take us back to that moment.
Yeah, so I'm from Oviedo originally, and I went to Florida State. After I graduated, I moved to New York City. I was there for about 3 years, and then I moved back to Florida to open a new office for the agency that I work for, which is actually in Miami. But I was home in Orlando for a little bit in between my move, and going out with friends one night, and I put on one of those like adhesive bras, and so I felt the lump like really, really clearly. And it was odd to me because just 2 weeks before, for New Year's Eve, I had done the same thing and felt nothing. So I knew my body pretty well, so I knew right off the bat that it was odd and not normal for me, and I went a little paranoid, so I wanted to go to the doctor and check it out.
So let me ask you, because you are so young, even when you feel a lump at that young age, your mind automatically thought, okay, something's not right here. Because I would think that most young people in their 20s, early 20s, would think, nothing of it.
Yeah, I mean, truthfully, I usually blow things off all the time, but there's just that little voice in my head that I feel like, you know, we all have, and usually we blow off. But I really just felt strongly about listening to that little voice. And I mean, I really didn't think anything was going to be wrong, even though I wanted to get it checked out. But it was just so weird, and it came up so quickly, and I felt it so clearly that I knew immediately I needed to go get it checked out.
So the first thing people would think when they hear a 24-year-old woman diagnosed with breast cancer, she must have a family history. She must have the BRCA gene. There must be something going on there. What did your doctors tell you, and was any of that true?
Well, they all said the same thing, too. They wanted to do the full genetic panel, and I did every single gene you could think of. There's a lot beyond the BRCA gene. And I did the full panel, and nothing, completely clear, nothing came back. I have no family history, nothing genetic going on. But something interesting that I did learn is that, you know, medicine's developing every day and evolving every day, and so there might be genes that we don't even know about now. So
isn't that something? This summer was a difficult summer for you because you underwent chemotherapy, and I'm sure that was just so grueling. Walk us through that. What was that like for you?
I never thought I'd be in that situation, of course, and I didn't really know what to expect. And so it was hard. We were planned to do 6 rounds, really intense chemo, and I only made it through 5. I got really sick after the 5th one, ended up having to go to the hospital, but that ended in the beginning of June. So after that, I felt better and better every day that goes by, and then I had a double mastectomy in July.
Wow. You had the double mastectomy.
How has this changed, Alex, at 24 years old, which, you know, most girls your age, right? They're out partying, they're out having a good time still.
True.
How has this changed now your perspective on how you view the rest of your life?
It just makes me so much more thankful for every day and the small things, which, I mean, you hear all the time, the small things really are, like, everything's a small thing. And I've seen it that way now, and the things that were such a big deal to me before are really not that big of a deal now, and I just am so thankful for every day that I wake up. And I think I'm very lucky that, like you said, most people my age have the priorities somewhere else, which I totally understand. But I haven't lost like any of my friends. I think it's not only changed my life, but everyone around me.
And can I tell you how beautiful you look with that little haircut?
I love you.
And the spirit.
Thank you so much.
So happy. And you're sending such a great message as well to other young women to never ignore that little voice that's telling you something.
Yes.
Not
We
right.
appreciate you sharing your story with us and our viewers so that they take that message home.
Thank
Thank you so much, Alex.
Thank you,
Alex. Thank you for coming.
Boy. All right. The time right now is 9:10. Amy.
Still to come here.